What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this video. I want to get into who I'm going to predict to win these NFL Week 1 games because I think some of these matchups are really tough. Some of these matchups could be blowouts. I want to get my prediction on who's going to win and why. All right. Before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's get to my picks. All right. So as we know, Thursday, the Bills absolutely annihilated the Rams. So that's not going to be a prediction at all. Obviously, it already happened. So the first game it's got on here on the NFL.com schedules thing is the Saints at the Falcons. I'm going to take the Saints. I think the Saints are probably going to beat them pretty bad. The Falcons have one of the more weaker rosters in the league, and the Saints, quite honestly, are they're my NFC Super Bowl pick. That's who I think is probably going to make it out of there. I know that they are an underdog, but that's just a little tangent there. I love the Saints this season. Browns at Panthers. We got the Baker Mayfield revenge game. I'm going to take the Panthers. I like the Panthers team overall, and I think that they have a better quarterback playing, and actually, maybe not. Maybe I don't like the Panthers team more overall because I do like the Browns defense a lot. But when it comes to the quarterback play, I don't trust Jacoby Brissett. And Christian McCaffrey's playing, the JC Horn's back for the Panthers. I like the Panthers just a little bit more, and they're at home. So I'm taking the Panthers over the Browns. If Deshaun Watson was playing, maybe it's different. And then we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. And I'm going to take the Niners beating the Bears on the road. I'm very curious to see how Justin Fields plays. This is, second year. You're expecting that jump out of a player like that. Also very curious to see how Trey Lance plays because second year you're expecting to jump out of him too. So I'm really curious about the quarterback play in these games because I'm rooting for both guys. More for Fields because that's the guy that I followed since he was at Ohio State. But I do think this game could potentially be pretty good because the Bears have some players. I have a few playmakers now, so I'm a little curious about this game. I do have the Niners winning this game though. Steelers at the Bengals. I'm not very big on the Steelers this season. I think the Bengals will probably beat them pretty badly in this game. Bengals improved their O-line. Their defense is pretty solid as is. They have the weapons. We know that for sure. They have a great quarterback. The Steelers don't really have a quarterback right now. They don't have a great O-line. The defense is really solid, but just don't know about the Steelers. Too many question marks at too big of spots. So I'm going to say the Bengals beat them pretty badly here. Probably by 2+ scores is my guess, even though it is a tough divisional game. So it could be close. I don't know. Then we got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Detroit Lions. For those of you that have followed my channel for a while now, the Eagles are one of my teams, them and the Chargers. I'm going to say the Eagles will beat the Lions, but I am very high on the Lions this season. I think higher than most. I think this game is going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be decided by a touchdown or less. The Lions really picked up steam last season towards the back end when they switched offensive coordinators and their defense got a little bit better. They got some playmakers now. I'm really excited for this game. Same for the Eagles. I got the Eagles winning this one probably by 7 or less. I think this one's going to be closer than it was last season. Then we got the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. And I think the Colts are probably going to beat them pretty badly. The Colts are on my book. I got them at like 12-5 or something like that. I think they're going to win their division. I love their roster makeup. I know Shaquille Leonard, aka Darius Leonard, is not playing, but I still love their defense. Jonathan Taylor might win Offensive Player of the Year or something like that. They drafted Alec Pierce, Michael Pittman, maybe takes another jump. They upgraded with Matt Ryan. I love the Colts on paper this season. So I think the Colts will probably beat them pretty badly here. Then we got the Patriots and Dolphins. And this is a kind of a tough one because I'm not super high in the Patriots and I'm not super high in the Dolphins. Like I think the Dolphins are going to be a better team. So I'm going to say the Dolphins win this game, but I don't know what to expect from their coaching. And I know I can expect really good coaching from Bill Belichick. So I think this game is going to be close, but I don't know how much scoring is going to be because I think this will be a defensive battle. The Dolphins defense is really solid. Patriots defense historically has been pretty solid. So I'm taking the Dolphins by like probably a touchdown or less. Kind of a similar thing as the Eagles and Lions. I think this, it's a divisional game. It's going to be tough. Ravens and Jets. I'm going to keep it simple here. I think the Ravens are going to destroy them. Jets don't have a quarterback. Yes, it might be a Joe Flacco revenge game, but I'm taking the Ravens probably by 10+ points. And then we get into this. I'm calling this an upset. I think the Jags are going to beat the Commanders. I just don't really like the Commanders. I don't know why. It's just, and I know that they're in the division with the Eagles, and this is not with the bias here. It's just they just seem meh to me. And the Jags have a lot of improvement. They got Doug Peterson coming in as a new head coach. They got Christian Kirk in free agency. I don't know if he's necessarily a wide receiver one, but he's an improvement over what they had last year. Travis Etienne is back. James Robinson is supposed to be healthy. Their O-line is at least decent. They really added players on defense. They added talent on defense, which is nice, especially at the linebacking core. So I'm going to take the Jags winning this game, and I don't think it's going to be particularly close. I think that they'll probably win by at least 10 points. I like the Jags in this game. I don't know why so much, but I think it just seems like an upset waiting to happen. Then we got the Giants at the Titans. While I am not high on either of these teams, the Titans are the better team overall. I think Derrick Henry is enough. The Giants are already gonna be without Kayvon Thibodeau and another one, Ojulari, one of their other pass rushers. So I had the Titans win this one pretty easily. I don't like the Giants at all this season. It's meh. Chiefs and Cardinals. This one I have been going back and forth in my head because both teams are they're good, but you don't know how good they can be. And I feel like I was looking at the Cardinals depth chart yesterday, and I was like, a linebacking core is pretty good. Safeties is pretty solid. The pass rush, though, I'm not particularly high on because they lost Chandler Jones. The Chiefs they have their own weaknesses too. There's a lot of question marks about their who's going to be the number one receiver, even though I know it's going to be Travis Kelce. But in terms of actual receivers and not tight ends, no, we don't know who it's going to be. We don't really know what their running game is going to be like. They do have a good old line. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs by 3 here. I think this game is gonna be one of the games of the week. I think it's gonna be awesome. I do expect Kyler Murray to have a really good game against the Chiefs. Maybe James Conner does the same thing. Marquise Hollywood Brown might. Zach Ertz might. I think this is gonna be a back and forth game, is what I'm saying here. I'm taking the Chiefs by 3. Then we got the Raiders at the Chargers, and yes, this is one of my favorite teams here, the Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers to beat them here. I think the Chargers overall have a way better team. But you never know because this is a divisional game. These teams always go to war against each other. The Raiders have a good team. I'm not trying to slant them here because I'm gonna say they have they have playmakers. They have explosive players like Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Josh Jacobs. They have playmakers. They just don't have really an O-line. Their secondary is a huge question mark. So there's not a lot to really fall in love with. Their D line looks pretty good with Crosby and Jones. But overall, I think the Chargers overall just have a lot better team. Don't have nearly as many weaknesses, have the better quarterback, is better running back. And then they have really good playmakers too. So I'm taking the Chargers to win by 10 plus here. And this is a revenge game for the Chargers, in my opinion, after what happened to them last season. Raiders clutched up in that big week 18 game. So I think the Chargers coming back for blood this game. I got them winning by 10 plus. Packers and Vikings. I got this one as another, you might call it an upset, because I don't know what the Packers' plan is, and they're just a huge question mark going into the season. Yes, they have Aaron Rodgers, who did win the MVP last season, but that didn't mean anything in the postseason. And I like the Vikings on paper. I like the head coaching change. I think Justin Jefferson's about to have one of the best seasons for a receiver ever. You got Dalvin Cook healthy. You got Kirk Cousins, who, he's at least average, above average most times, but it's not a primetime game, so you don't really got to worry about that. And I like the Vikings more for some reason. I got them winning by 7 because these teams are always close. The Packers have too many question marks right now. Elkin Jenkins and David Bakhtiari are both questionable. I don't even know if they're even going to play. So that's big losses to the O-line if they don't. And, the Vikings don't really have those injury question marks right now. So I'm taking the Vikings probably by 7 or less. I think that's fair. Packers win, I won't be shocked, but the Vikings play them tough. And so I like that. I like that pick. Then we got the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. This is another one that I've been going back and forth in my head with because the Buccaneers O-line is ravaged with injury right now. They lost Ryan Jensen. I think they lost both of their guards or one of them. They lost the backup to one of those guys. And then the Cowboys, the receiving core, we don't know what it's going to be like. Is CeeDee Lamb even playing? Okay, just Google search that. Apparently he's not on the injury report anymore, so I'm guessing CeeDee is playing then. Great for the Cowboys because I think CeeDee's going to have a breakout year in terms of wide receiver 1 numbers. But I don't know what to expect. The Cowboys O-line is a little bit beat up too. They already lost Tyron Smith for I think the first half of the season or something like that. Both defenses are solid. I think both defenses are pretty solid overall. You got Trayvon Diggs at corner. You're probably going to be on Mike Evans for most of the game. But the Bucks, I believe Chris Godwin is back and playing. Leonard Fournette. It's so tough to go against Tom too. But with all that being said, I'm going to take the Cowboys winning by 3 or less. I think this is going to be like last season where it comes down to the very last second, where it was like the opening game last year. I think this is going to be a really, really good game. I'm taking the Cowboys by 3 or less. We got the Broncos at the Seahawks. This is a Russell Wilson revenge game, basically, against the Seahawks. A lot has come out about his whole tenure in the last few years with them, the last couple years. Well, all that being said, the Seahawks are being one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. I'm taking the Broncos probably by 14 plus. I don't think this game is going to be all that close. I will say the Seahawks defense is at least solid. I think they have a decent defense. but they just offensively, Geno Smith's quarterback, you're not going anywhere. Simple as that. Broncos were already pretty decent last year. They weren't, good or anything like that, but they were at least competitive, and that was without a quarterback. So they got a quarterback now. I'm excited to see how the Broncos play this season. I have them making the playoffs, but I'm going to say the Broncos win this one by 14 points. I don't think this is going to be a game that you're going to be watching into the fourth quarter. So those are my week 1 predictions. What do you like? Which ones do you disagree with? Because I'm sure, the Chiefs Cardinals won, the Packers Vikings won, Buccaneers Cowboys especially, Chargers Raiders. Like, there are some games here where you can go the other way for me, and that's completely fine. Let me know what you think of my predictions, which ones you got. I'm excited for this week 1. Football is finally here. I am amped up, ready to go. Woo, let's do this. I'm so hyped. This is going to be great. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. Or go ahead and flame my predictions in the comments if you want to. I'm cool with it too. But thank you for watching. I'm done here. Peace.